Young brothers in Chicago, come to the front. Come to the front. I need to talk to y'all right now. Man, find you something safe to do. Find you something safe to do. I've been seeing a lot of y'all post videos trying to warn Trump not to come into Chicago. I don't know if y'all deaf, dumb, or crazy, but find you something safe to do. I'm gonna be real with y'all. Y'all only got two options. Two options. Either be unalive, badly, over unalive, or get sent to prison with so much time that you'll be unalive there.
Chicago is monetizing crime. Chicago is monetizing crime.
In Chicago, everybody gotta get down. Everybody gotta get down because they shoot. Everybody down.
Yeah, you got switches, but they have weapons that are so far advanced. They have tiny homing missiles that by the time you realize there's a quarter-size hole in your chest, you'll only have 5 breaths left. Yeah, 5 breaths left. Not only that, do you know that when your ammunition run out, because you don't have enough to go against them, once your ammo runs out, do you know they still gonna be coming full force at you?
What's going on in Chicago? I said the other day, what the hell is going on?
Exactly. That's the question. What is happening in Chicago? This has been a story that has been trending for the past 1 week, and it is really has come to the attention of the people and especially the netizens following the statement that National Guards may be deployed in the streets of Chicago. Reason why? To clean up the violence, the crime, and the people and the residents of Chicago have come out with so much positivity and some negativity. But on this specific video, I want us guys to share what people, those who are upholding the decision of the President of America to deploy National Guards in the streets of Chicago. Here are some of the videos that parents, brothers and sisters, and even residents and people who care about Chicago had to say about the deployment of National Guards in the streets of Chicago. I will give my take at the end of these videos, so stay tuned as we watch the videos that I've gathered for you, as we hear their views, and remember to subscribe and also comment and share your views on what you think. Let's check these videos out.
Okay, I'm back from my Target run, and I saw a video of a young man who decided to warn President Donald J. Trump and tell him that he better not send the military to Chicago because they got switches. They got switches. Yeah, that's what he said. I'm trying to say this with a straight face because he was so serious. Son, do you understand the magnitude of the force of the U.S. military? Yeah, you got switches, but they have weapons that are so far advanced. They have tiny homing missiles that by the time you realize there's a quarter-size hole in your chest, you'll only have 5 breaths left. Yeah, 5 breaths left. Not only that, do you know that when your ammunition run out, because you don't have enough to go against them, once your ammo runs out, do you know they still gonna be coming full force at you? Yeah, also, do you know that they can localize and pinpoint where all of that ammunition is coming from, where all of the pew-pews are coming from, and they will level it. Yeah, level it. You won't have to worry about having your family to have a fish fry or a GoFundMe to pay for your burial because there won't be anything left, love. They're going to have to raise money for a life-size poster of you because that's all they'll have to remember you by. Yeah, decimated, obliterated. This is the U.S. military we're talking about. We're talking about people who have vowed with their lives to protect the United States from all terroristic threats and enemies, foreign and domestic. And just in case you didn't know, love, what you just did, that was a domestic terroristic threat. So you still got time to take that down and apologize to the U.S. military and President Donald J. Trump. Yeah, you got switches, but we have the life-size version and the real life version of Bruce Banner. In case you didn't know who that was, that's the Hulk. Yeah, U.S. military, they got the Hulk. They also have Winter Soldiers. Yeah, and they got the Avengers. Sir, you're outnumbered, outmanned, outgunned, out everything. Just stay in the house, baby. Go on, stay in the house and let them clean up the crime because you are no match for the U.S. military. There are other militaries that aren't a match for the U.S. military. Do you understand that they just leveled the cartel? Anyway, baby, go on, apologize and stay in the house. Okay? Just stay in the house. Tell them you're sorry. All right.
Liberals in Chicago have the privilege of being able to say that we don't need the National Guard here in Chicago. They have the privilege of saying that because they keep themselves in their careful bubbles of Lincoln Park, Wicker Park. They stay up in some of the northern areas and they go and frolic at the beach, playing volleyball and pickleball and tennis in these areas where it's clean, there's minimal crime. Of course you feel like we don't need the National Guard because you've never stepped foot on the actual South and West side. Elitist progressives and leftist white Chicagoans have the privilege of not needing the National Guard in order to feel safe in their communities. They walk out their door in the morning with their babies to go get a quick coffee and their kid on a scooter with a helmet. That's privilege. That's the same privilege that you claim you want to be a part of unpacking and getting away from. It's the yuppie white women in Chicago who want to scream about Trump being fascist, yet they keep themselves carefully, safely tucked away in Lincoln Park. Come to Woodlawn. And not the cute part. No, go past 63rd. Come to Auburn Gresham. Chatham. Inglewood. Get on your scooter there. And do it about 7 o'clock. Okay. If you're not going to do that, mind your business.
Chicago. Y'all really outdid y'allself. I'm convinced now that the National Guard really is going to be here. It was either the mayor or the governor confirmed that, per the information that they received, that the National Guard should be here by Friday. Y'all do too much. Like, the senseless gun violence is absolutely mind-boggling. But these things must occur because we are living in the last days. And you could talk to you blue in the face like I'm doing. You can be outside protesting like others are doing. And it still must happen because the Bible prophecies cannot be stopped. But let me touch on this, though. It was so sad to see those older women on 47th who got hit in crossfire or were targeted, don't know. The elderly women on the ground, who got shot. Like, what's going on? The 2 women in the gardens that just lost their lives a day apart due to gun violence. Yeah. Absolutely insane. 36th to Ellis, mass shooting. Mellow Bucks Party, mass shooting. 39 Picnic, mass. What's going on? Y'all don't have nothing else to do with your life. You don't see nothing else to do with your life. Like, it's unreal. And thanks to y'all, you finna mess it up. You've messed it up for everybody. See, when they come out here, because they came out here in the 60s before, and they was bothering regular citizens, people that's mad in their business. See, when they come out here, it's going to be different from D.C. They coming out here to have a funky good old time because Chicago has this reputation and is a known city that's stricken with violence. So they coming out here to have a funky good old time. Just know that. You not no sniper. You don't have the tactical training that they have. You have none of that. I don't care if you think you the biggest YN in Iraq. You can't hold a candle to them people, really. And they could legally put you down. So, and then there's so many egos out here. I really don't see this being a good thing at all. And like I say, it's gonna go completely different from what it is in DC. That's light work. They coming out here on straight business dealing with y'all for real. And yeah, just messed it up for everybody. Like, it's unreal. But y'all be safe though.
So the mayor of Chicago, Brandon Johnson, signed an executive order to instruct his law enforcement not to work with the feds, right? I thought executive orders was Nazi and fascism. I thought that they were a threat to democracy, but another instance of hypocrisy. Rules for thee, not for me. You see what's happening in Chicago, right? Chicago is monetizing crime. The crime goes up, They're like, hey, Fed, send us more dollars. They throw a little bit of crumbs to the police unions, and they funnel the rest to the NGOs to continue to care for migrants, right? Because they're a sanctuary city. And hands off of our voters, as they often say. What Trump needs to do is send a Doge team out there, send the National Guard to protect those Doge team, right? And audit the whole city, top to bottom, because you got to root the corruption out. Everybody, put cases on everybody, starting with Brandon Johnson. The Chicago Flips Red crew, yo, try to get the feds to audit everything, all the books, preserve every last one of y'all documents, from the text chains to the emails. Everybody got to get looked at. Look under everything. See where those dollars went. Because Chicago is at a deficit, and it's not going to end this year. It's just going to compound. And then your city going to go bankrupt. And then all the jobs going to flee, and it's going to be Detroit. Like what happened to Detroit during the 08 housing crisis, and when all those bailouts had to go to the big autos. That's what's going to happen to Chicago shortly, in a hurry. And by that time, Brandon Johnson probably going to like punt the football to some other poor mayor that ain't going to know what he's doing. So until there's an audit, they're just going to keep playing with y'all money. So the taxpayers, we want to know where those dollars went.
In Chicago, everybody got to get down. Everybody got to get down because they shoot. Everybody down. Look, these kids are running. They shooting. We can't have no fun in Chicago, man. No fun, man. This is terrible.
You know, I want everybody to understand that anything the Democrats say, it's usually the opposite. So when Mayor Johnson stood there before the press and signed that executive order saying that it is to protect the people of Chicago, he meant the opposite. I mean, you have the National Guard, the federal government, coming to help your city, which is in crisis due to crime, and you're blocking them. You're telling police departments, your law enforcement agencies, to not collaborate with the National Guard. A city that you know have a problem with crime. Every week there's a shooting. I just watched a video of individuals on a football field on the floor because there was shots fired at the football game. And there's not an issue going on with crime in Chicago. This guy is gaslighting. He's gaslighting. He deserves a pair of cuffs for himself. And I hate to see the people of Chicago vote for such scum. I hate to see it. But this is who you vote for. This is exactly who you pick. You know, vote blue no matter who. This is the who. This guy is incompetent. And he has shown time and time again that he's incompetent and he lacks leadership. And I think that the people of Chicago should do the right thing and get him out of office because they deserve to have safety in their city.
Young brothers in Chicago, come to the front. Come to the front. I need to talk to y'all right now. Man, find you something safe to do. Find you something safe to do. I've been seeing a lot of y'all post videos trying to warn Trump not to come into Chicago. I don't know if y'all deaf, dumb, or crazy, but find you something safe to do. I'm going to be real with y'all. Y'all only got two options. Two options. Either be unalive, badly, over unalive, or get sent to prison with so much time that you'll be unalive there. That's the only two options you got. To think that you finna go to war with switches against the federal government, you got to be so far gone in the mind, or to think that you got a chance to beat the U.S. military, the National Guard, in a combat, and you have no experience whatsoever in a combat situation. I don't know how many times y'all been playing Call of Duty. This ain't it. This ain't it. And if y'all know anybody in the Chicago area, they got family and friends, and they got young ones out there that think that they gonna actually be able to get away with this, y'all better warn them right now, because most people ain't even got money for funerals. But it's gonna be bad if they feel like they gonna resist what the police job is. Like, you got to be out your mind. I don't want y'all to take this message the wrong way. I'm not advocating for people to be scary. I'm advocating for you to be smart. Be smart. You know what I mean? I know a lot of y'all guys ain't gonna change your ways after they, lessen up once they come, but at least be smart while they're there. Like, if you feel like you're gonna be on the block with your little stick on you and the police, just gonna let you just do what you want to do, or you feel like you can open up a couple rounds at them and it's just gonna be kumbaya, man, bro, they ain't gonna, there's no extent that the federal government won't go to find out who you are, to go into your homes and apprehend you, or to hunt you down right then and there and take care of you. Y'all playing a vicious game, a dangerous game. My heart goes out to the families who may be affected by some of these young, ignorant fools going out here trying to do this. Black people, we gotta do better, man. We really have to do better, man. There's no reason that our hearts are so hardened to where we thugging, we're being negative, we are living in violent communities, and we're too afraid to stand up for our own communities, to put these young brothers in their place, to tell them, hey, stop, man. Stop. You don't have to go out here and be gang. You don't have to do what Twin them doing. You can be yourself, bro. There's nothing wrong with being yourself. There's nothing wrong with being successful. There's nothing wrong with being good. There's nothing wrong with it, man. Culture is so demonic today to where you got studs trying to be just like the young guys. Like, come on, bro. Like, find Jesus Christ. Get some of that scripture in your heart. Because you playing the devil's game, you're gonna lose. There's no winners with the devil whatsoever. But I'm just saying this because I've been seeing these videos of all these young guys in Chicago trying to warn Trump not to come, like they gonna stop him or something. Y'all out y'all mind. Don't let that mayor of y'all city bump y'all head up, and if it do go down, my blame starts with him. My blame starts with him because he the one out there trying to rile up the troops. Like, bro, you should be trying to rile the police officers to get into these areas to stop some of this stuff from happening. 50 people being shot on this past weekend. That's crazy. And then you want to go and make it seem like it's Trump's fault this happened. No. It's your fault because you're incompetent mayor of a big old city. You should have never won. But God bless.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Chicago. I'm talking to Chicago residents specifically. I know everybody in this tussle about Trump bringing the National Guard or whatever, but y'all know how bad it is here. And it's like everybody must have forgot what happened in 2020. If y'all forgot, let me remind you. This right here, I took this picture going to the grocery store. I was going to the grocery store. Y'all know the grocery store right there on Canal in Roosevelt, Jewel. I was going there to get a few things. We were in the middle of the pandemic. But they had called the National Guard then because of all of the looting and destroying the businesses, and these kids was out of control. It was in the middle of the pandemic. I don't know why I don't get off into all that political mumbo jumbo. I'm not on either side. I ain't no Trump supporter. I ain't none of that. But at the end of the day, you live here. You know how bad it is here. CPD do not care. CPD, they got these new laws now that they can't even, really arrest nobody. It's nothing, it really ain't nothing for them to do. They like some, what do you call crossing guards, really? They didn't put all these laws in place where CPD can't do nothing. They like just some crossing guards. That's all they are. So yeah, I'm not against them. Bring them on. Is all these smash and grabs going on now? All these kids jumping on cars? It's just terrible. Bring them. And this too. I guess y'all must have forgot they done been here before. When it got bad in 2020, this was in June of 2020. When it got bad like that, the National Guard came. Listen, I want to be protected. I don't want to be out here and somebody, pill popping ass son think I'm breakfast for him or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be somewhere where I'm afraid to walk around. So yeah, no, bring them. Cause it's getting out of control. I was at the gas station on 55th. If you from the city, you already know that was a death trap right there off of Wentworth, off the expressway. But I had caught a flat. I pulled into that shell right there. Whew. Next thing I know, it's about 10 CPD police cars cornered this Kia, this white Kia. And it wasn't none but them young boys. It was about 8 of them got out that little small Kia. They had the machine guns. They had all types of, just, they running from the police, I guess, because they had stole the car. I mean, listen, my daughter is grown and gone. But I promise you, if I had a son, if I had young children, I would probably move them someplace else other than Chicago. Somewhere in the suburbs, country area or something. Because it's just not safe. So I'm not against it. I guess everybody want to act blind and act like they forgot. But this was in 2020.
You have had their take. The parents really, really want the National Guards to be deployed. And their reasoning is very acceptable. I totally agree. Because the moment your son has been shot, you will be siding with the government to deploy the National Guards in the streets, because killings have been happening in the streets of Chicago. People are being unalived every week. And this is so alarming to a point that just a few days ago, there was gunshots and people were playing football and they had to lie down. As you've seen in that video, they had to lie down because of the insecurity and the crime rate that is in Chicago. So guys, I believe it is important for the National Guards to be deployed in the streets so that they can help the people of Chicago to clean up the crime rate or even reduce, and even not necessarily send fear, but to be on the lookout, because it is alarming when each and every weekend we have to wake up to people being unalived. Today, it might be me. Tomorrow, my neighbor. You might not be the victim today, and maybe that's why you're siding on the National Guards not being deployed. But when it comes at your doorstep, when it happens in your block, you will understand the reason as to why there is a need of the National Guards to be deployed. But as you have heard, some people in the streets are out there saying, oh, we got switches. Really? You want to apply switches on the national military, the military of the United States? Shh. I'm not saying you're mad. I'm not saying you're mad, because that's your opinion. But my take is they are equipped, they have all the resources, and all you have is street confidence or street wisdom. But whatever is pushing you to think that you can stand against the National Guards, bro, you need to be schooled. Yes, you have had their take, and you have also had my take, but I'm pretty sure you also have your take. Please feel free to share it on the comment section. Interact with me. My name is Dennis Njoroge. Subscribe if you're new here, and make sure to hit the like button if you'd like me to share more on what is happening in Chicago and even what is happening in the States of America. See you in the next episode.